Hello everyone, what is going on? Raven here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a new documentary series that went up on Peacock TV. Now it is somewhat controversial, I will say that, but she has been in hiding for over the past 10 years. The one, the only Casey Anthony is doing a little documentary series about herself and her side of the story. Now when they asked her why she's doing this, she says, and I quote, "I just need someone to listen." Now, why would she want someone to listen? She does mention a lot of controversial things. Now, for those of you that do not remember this case, I'm going to do a brief summary. So, on July 15th, 2008, her mother, Cindy Anthony, called 911 to report her granddaughter, Kaylee Anthony, missing for the past 31 days. When they asked Casey why she didn't call the police sooner, she said she was trying to utilize her own means to find her herself. She misled investigators. She pointed a made-up nanny, like she pointed her finger at a made-up nanny and showed more concern for her own self-preservation than for finding her daughter. Finally, in October, she was charged with first-degree murder because her skeleton remains were discovered inside a laundry bag in a wooded area not too far from the family home. Autopsy further noted the presence of duct tape. Now, I'm going to mention this. When I have been watching this little documentary series, her defense team has said that there is no proof that the tape was attached to the child's skull. What they think happened is the tape was used to cover up the bag that they put her in, which I'm going to describe they in a moment. And over time, the tape just kind of fell onto her skull, her body. That is what her defense team has said. It is also mentioned that there was a smell of someone deceased in the back of her vehicle. Now, obviously, the state tries to prove her guilt. The defense team tries to prove her innocence. And she goes into her side of things, and she mentions a whole lot of trauma from her childhood. Her trial was, went in 6 weeks, about 6 weeks long trial. People have said that they were gaslit by her not guilty plea and everything else. Because she claims in the documentary series herself that she would rather fight her way through than not take a plea deal. Because she believes that she didn't do any of this. She really believed that. And she still does to this day. They got the not guilty for her ending her daughter's life. They just charged her guilty with lying to police and obstruction. And a couple weeks later, she walked out of jail. Now, even though she's been living in seclusion all these years, she claims she still looks over her shoulder. Casey Anthony met with the crew, the showrunner, Alexandria Hagiag, Dean, and her crew at a rental house to keep the spotlight away from her. To make the safe house more homey, Casey Anthony brings along framed photos of Kaylee, many of them ripped back from the tabloids. She says, "Some of the most priceless things that I have. These are some of the only things I have left of Kaylee." The show doesn't just make the case for Anthony's innocence all over again. It's kind of like a dating show sizzle reel, complete with shots of Anthony, garbed in athleisure, wearing snappy, she's wearing like workout clothes, snapping nature photos, I thought that was kind of weird, but they're trying to show that she's still living a normal life, which some people are questioning that, because if you are a grieving mother, I don't even know where to go with that. People are saying that she's faking this whole thing. But she says, and there's actually one of the psych doctors that worked with her while she was in jail, actually said that there was evidence in her brain of being SA'd. First, she claimed that at the start of age around 8 years old, her father would SA her for years, until about 12 years old. So there were many nights her father would come in when she was trying to sleep. She would wake up and he would SA her. When he stopped around 12 years old, she then claims her brother would go on from age 12 to age 15. So that is a span of a lot of years to be SA'd. Now, again, I don't know if that's true, though the psych doctor that did talk to her multiple psych doctors that did talk to her did say that there was evidence of that sort of trauma. So she has been claiming this, and, she has every right to try to, bring things to light. So when we first heard about, an SA, it was during the trial, and no one had heard about any of this beforehand. Well, why is that? Well, Casey says she's been afraid of her father for so many years that she felt now was a good time because, she's in jail, that she was now able to start opening up. And she actually wrote letters to a fellow inmate that was in the room, because they were both, her and this other inmate, Robin, were in solitary confinement for a long time. They would write letters to each other, right? And she actually mentioned that in those letters as well. So we have her telling multiple people that she was SA'd for a very long time. She also mentions the quote-unquote truth about how she became pregnant with Kaylee in the first place. Now, she says to her mom, it was Lee, and then the paternity test proved that it wasn't Lee, and then she said, it was a family friend who died. She claims now that, again, she was SA'd, but this time she was drugged first at a party. She claims, would anyone believe me if I said that? Because I went to a party, had a few drinks. I can understand that. We don't always believe women when they claim that they were SA'd. We don't. It's just something that we don't always do. Obviously, I would believe, if someone has been known to be truthful, I would believe that. But if someone has been known to lie, then it's hard to say if someone's actually being truthful or not. Now, let's continue on. Casey continued the lies out of the fear of her father. Now, she claimed that her father woke her up the last day she saw her daughter alive. She wasn't feeling well, so Casey was laying in bed. Kaylee was laying with her, and the way she explained was that the bed was set up against the wall, so that way her daughter was on the side that was against the wall, and there was pillows, so she couldn't just fall off. And she claimed that her daughter knew not to just leave the room without even telling her mom that she had used the bathroom or anything like that. She claimed that Kaylee knew that. Her father woke her up and said, "Where's Kaylee?" So Casey's searching all over the house, over the yard, finally finds her. Her father kind of placed her deceased body into her arms, and he said, "This is your fault." This is what she says he said. Okay? And he says, "I will make sure she's okay. I will take care of this. I want you to go live your life and pretend that everything's fine. Have a normal life. That's why it took 31 days for the granddaughter to be known as missing. That's why it took 31 days for Kaylee to be documented as missing. According to Casey now during this documentary series. What do you guys think of this? I'm at a point where I'm on episode 2 or episode 3, something like that. It is very interesting. And I do feel as though we finally get to see some real tears coming out of her. Which for a long time, we never really got to see that. Because she claims fear about the people that essayed her. And she claims her mother never believed anything about that. The question I have, is she telling the truth now? And I'm sorry if you guys keep hearing me getting all congested. I am having bad sinuses today. It's really cold in my office right now. Is she telling the truth now? Now, she is actually working for part of her defense team. She actually is helping with other cases. And the guy that she works for that actually helped determine her innocence, part of the defense team, the investigations and all that. He claims that she has been nothing but honest with him. Although, if you watch, he kind of has some, he's constantly shaking his head no. It's like his head is not agreeing with what he's saying. That could just be the fact that he's just nervous being on TV, being recorded. It could be that he's lying. We don't know. What do you guys think of this? Have you guys watched this yet? If you haven't, it's an interesting watch. Like I said, I'm on episode 2 or episode 3 right now. So if you want to watch it, I recommend it. It's very interesting. And the show itself will actually show a lot of bits from the trial and things from the trial we never actually seen. So what actually happens is they actually are talking to her old best friends, her former best friends. Where we don't get to see that during her trial. Because why would you? Because they will claim her innocence. What they said was she would never harm that child. She hardly ever went out partying, which is what all over the internet and all over the news during the time of all this, her trial itself, that's what they would claim. Is that, she would go out partying instead of looking for her daughter. But what the friends would say is that those were different pictures of different times before this actually happened. So, is that true? Well, if that's the case, it would be all over her social media, right? So, if they just took photos of different time periods from her social media, from social media itself, you could even tell in every single photo from those where she went out at night, right? She has different hairstyles in every single one, okay? That means that they're just pulling pictures of her and claiming that this is what she's doing every night. Now, I don't think she's going to change her hair every single night. I don't. Here's my question to all of you as I'm wrapping it up here now. Do you think she's telling the truth now? Do you think all this now is the truth? Is she lying again? Because she has even mentioned herself that she is a convicted liar. Is she telling the truth now? Is she innocent? I don't know. What she claims her child drowned, or maybe her dad shoved her in the pool and left her in there. Who knows? And he is blaming Casey for it all. Is that the truth? I don't think we will ever know the truth. Okay? Her father used to be a cop, so he would know how lie detector tests work and things of that nature. So it's not like we could make him take a lie detector test, because he would find a way past it. Is this the truth now? Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!